Hey peeps, Tamara B here from Little Bit of Coin. And yeah, so in this video, I'm going to tell you why I've transferred a lot of my funds over to XRP Ripple recently. And yeah, basically, let's just do the maths first. So we're on CoinMarketCap.com and in this crazy crypto bloodbath recently, XRP has been pretty much holding its own. Compared, like, just like compared to sold all mine after the fork. um, yeah, comparatively, I mean, this is just the last 24 hours, but over the last week, Ripple's XRP has done really well, to be honest. So yeah, I want to just show you some basic maths because, as we know, maths don't lie. So, people have asked me, well, you're selling Bitcoin for Ripple even? I'm like, yeah, I have. Sold a lot of my coins for Ripple in the last couple of days. So let's just have a quick look. Okay, so this is Bitcoin versus XRP, whether you should sell your Bitcoin for Ripple. I mean, that's totally up to you. I'm not a financial advisor, guys. I'm just showing you what I am doing, but always do your own due diligence. But let's just say, for example, you got in at Bitcoin at 9,800, which seems like a very long ago memory, really, but it wasn't actually not too long ago, a few months ago. But anyway, so right now it is worth 4,274. So that's a drop of 55%. So just to make the numbers a little bit easier, let's say you had $10,000 worth of Bitcoin when it was that price, right? Which is now worth about 4,374 at today's price, November 20th. I had to redo these numbers because it's dropped in the last couple of hours, actually. Okay, so, and price of Ripple right now is about 43 cents, right? Now, to get Ripple to $1, it's 230% it needs to increase, right? So say that I took my 4,300, like a whole Bitcoin right now, 4,374, and I bought Ripple, right, at 43 cents. Well, when Ripple hits $1, so that's that times two, then that's going to be equal to $10,600. Okay, so that's what I'm just showing. So you have to basically decide: will Bitcoin go from here to $10,600 first, or will Ripple hit $1? So as I say, Ripple has to go up 230%. For $1. It's 43 cents. Pretty much just over double, right? So that's up to you. That's how you decide. Do I sell Bitcoin for Ripple or stick with XRP? I mean, stick with BTC or Ripple. So those are the numbers basically, and that's what I'm saying. You decide: will XRP hit $1 or will Bitcoin go back to 9,800 or 10,000? All right, now let's look at the market cap. So that's these numbers here. Now, Bitcoin's at 74 billion, 307, blah, blah, blah. And XRP is just over 17 billion. Like, check out the difference. I mean, Ethereum was number 2 coin up until before last week. And then they were neck and neck. And now Ripple's gone ahead by 4 billion in just a week. It's just crazy. So that's how it shows, you don't really have to focus on the prices as much as these market caps. It just means how much is in use. So yeah, and now just have a look. So in order for XRP to become the #1 coin, so we divide the amount of in Bitcoin by the Ripple, so it's 4.27. So this is the price of Ripple right now times 4.27. That means Ripple only needs to hit $1.83 to become the #1 coin. That's not huge, man. Especially with all the things that are coming up for Ripple. So these are some influencing factors and dates. Today, the terminus is supposed to come online, which is to do with Switzerland banking. But in the meantime, between because November 30th should be a big one. That's when um, RippleNet, I think, comes on for all throughout Europe, the payment system. So right now, in the meantime, they're kind of ramping up the liquidity walls to make way for the larger transactions, which are coming on the 30th. So they've been testing at 100,000 $100,000 transfers right now, which are no problem. They're happening really quick. Um, Now, Backed was supposed to be happening December 11th, but it's just been announced that they're pushing it back to January 24th, 2019. Backed is a big insurance, like it's an insured exchange. So that, again, a lot of big money with the big institutions will be coming online, and they will most likely use XRP, especially if XRP is number one. And I mean, and the speed, Bitcoin's problem is that, it takes a while for transactions. I mean, even I'm talking like 30 minutes, but 30 minutes is a while when you're transferring tens of millions of dollars or pounds or euros from one financial institution to another. You want it done in seconds. And that's what XRP can do with RippleNet, and especially XRapid. And when XRapid is in full force, yeah, there'll be trillions, literally trillions and trillions of dollars coming into the crypto market, and they will mostly be using, I would guess, XRP because it's centralized, it's regulated, and banks and institutions like that. And it slows down, it makes the price of the coin much more stable. Um, Yeah, so I'm just talking about here. So yeah, they don't really, and this is another big date, December 21st, which is a lot where hedge funds and options will become available. So I would think more big money will be coming into XRP too. And the banks, they don't care. They don't care how much the price of XRP costs. They just need the price to be stable in that 3 to 5 seconds that it takes to transfer from one institution to another. Like I said, they're testing at 100K transfers right now with no problems. But this is the thing, as the liquidity and the volume is needed for these huge amounts of money to being transferred, it has to drive the price up. There's just no two ways about it. So it's not it's not whether XRP will go up, I mean dramatically, it is when. And this is another really cool. So this is by this guy called, God, what's his name now? Is it Craig Ellis? Oh, I can't find it. Shane Ellis. Okay, so this was taken from a Reddit conversation about Ripple. This guy, Shane Ellis, kind of really knows about his Ripple. So he was kind of saying, just been replying to some questions, stuff like that. So he was kind of saying, Ripple have now partnered with a number of exchanges around the world, and surely this number will grow. This network of liquidity providers will become the go-to place for buy and sell for the retail market makers, as these are the exchanges that are servicing transactions for the payment flows of the institutions. If an exchange is not within this liquidity network, then the XRP on these exchanges will drain away as retail investors begin to move their XRP onto the platform. This will happen due to either arbitrage or natural migration. As one can expect, no exchanges will want to miss out on the potential for making money while servicing XRP's transactions would provide a healthy income stream for the exchange. Unfortunately, though, most exchanges are simply not large enough with enough capital backing for Ripple to sign them as a preferred exchange. So that's for people like me and you who buy Ripple on Binance or KuCoin. It's the smaller, well, Binance is a big exchange retail. But this is what we're saying. XRP can be used for us, but the reason why the price will go up just exponentially is because it's the banks, it's the financial institutions, it's the hedge funds, it's all the big money. That's what's going to be using XRP either through XRapid or what's the other one? XCurrent platform. There's a few Ripple products, but XRP is the coin. So this is where the big money's coming in, right? So RRPS, that is Ripple Preferred Partner Solutions. Okay, so he's saying, as to ensure near perfect entry and exit from the RPPS, they will be working within a framework that will ensure coordinated price movement of XRP to eliminate arbitrage trading from the XRP fiat pairs, which will then obviously filter in the US dollar BTC markets on these exchanges. It will be a requirement that these third-party pairs will need to decouple from XRP so as to ensure that extreme price fluctuations in BTC will never impact the price of XRP. Because even a price drop of 1 cent will have a dramatic impact on the movement of value, and we're talking about millions of dollars. All right. Yeah, so these guys are like pre-funded, right? Because to guarantee transactions made by these big financial institutions, we can't have any of the transactions fail due to a lack of XRP liquidity. And these exchanges also rely on the XRP provided by market makers to bolster the XRP liquidity, thus adding to the exchange total supply. Now, the exchanges will prefer at first to use the XRP for market makers to increase the price of the coin. But why do I say this? Because it simply makes sense to use the immediately available XRP to raise the price in a dramatic fashion. This then increases the exchange reserve pool that must service the transaction request. But now it has been increased dramatically. So let me explain. So he's given a few examples. Now, Bittrex is another fairly big exchange, okay? So he's saying, just saying right now, the order book shows that people who put their shorts and their longs from 27 cents to $1.49, which equals $47,000 through XRP fiat pairing, which, yeah, the same. So just transacting this $47,000 at this point will instantly push the price of XRP to $1.49. And then this is an order book for 27 cents to 25, which would be 3.65 million. And that, filling that will push it up to $25. And then this is the one from 27 cents to $100. That's another 3,743,000, and that will instantly push the price of XRP to 100 once they're filled. Now, there are some people that are saying it's going to take more than just a few orders kind of thing to drive the price up. The point being, there will be lots of these orders. So whether it's going to be like boom or it's going to be a slower incline, it doesn't really matter to us. It's literally buy XRP and hold is what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. I'm not saying what you should do, just what I'm doing. Okay, so it makes sense to push these orders. Let's say these are the existing orders. These aren't new orders. Okay. I'll put this PDF in the link in below the video too, so you can have a look at it and read all of it if you want. Okay, so he's just saying I want to let's just say a guaranteed price of $500 per XRP. This is on a single exchange, granted, but when XRP goes live, and it will without knowledge of the retail investors. I think he's talking about the XRapid. Yeah, a little bit here. So by ensuring that they can guarantee a one-time rapid price increase that professional investors will also be glad of. They will want to ensure, in fact, guarantee that market makers are then priced out of the market, and those who are intelligent enough to have already purchased will be flocking to sell their XRP in an instant. They will need to sell at a lower rate to ensure the sell of their coins are placed in a pool of tens of millions of XRP and will not fill their order immediately. He said, I know this is hard to believe, but it's what will happen. Okay, so he's just saying, if the order book is from 27 cents to $500, then that would be $39.5 million. And transacting that will instantly push the price of XRP to 500 bucks. Now, let me be clear. This is all it would take to push up this price on the US dollar to XRP market. All other markets will rise in tandem as to coincide with this price. It will not take billions of dollars to push up this price, as you can now see. And it is the sell orders that bring up the price. No one can buy it if there are no sell orders. Okay, so now people are like questioning him about this, right? And he's just reiterating that, yeah, it will not take billions of dollars. Okay. Banks and institutions billions of transactions a day. So a few million from each institution is a guarantee. You can only imagine how much money they move, as I can guarantee you have never actually owned $1 billion. So this amount of money will seem unbelievable to you, but this is nothing to them, nothing at all. So that's what I'm saying. Banks don't care what the price of the Ripple is. If they can buy three Ripple, well, that's low, but say they bought three Ripple because Ripple is now $589, which is a magic number that a lot of people are talking about for Ripple reaching 589 quite easily. You know, then because you need the price of Ripple to be more because they have to cover the liquidity and the volume that these transactions will be moving. So like say the banks don't care the price of Ripple will be because all they care about is that the price stays the same for that 3 to 5 seconds it takes for the XRapid transaction to occur. So moving say $10 million from Swiss bank account A to France bank account B, 3 to 5 seconds, that's all they care about. They don't care about the cost of the coin. But we do. Okay. So this guy's saying, well, how do you know this? Basically, he's just saying he knows his shit, basically. All right. Yeah, he's just saying how the prices will be synchronized. Okay, I read that one. XRP will always be traded on retail exchanges. Some exchanges now are Ripple preferred partners for XRapid. You'll also be able to sell your XRP manually, but I force in the near future catching XRP. Oh yeah, so he's just saying soon that you won't have to change your XRP into cash because you'll be able to pay everything in Ripple if you want. And he's saying, yep, there will need to be liquidity for every fiat XRP pairing on the planet. So yes, it will be available in every country. So this guy's saying, rubbish, that's bull. Okay. So that's his thing. And then he's just like, you are wrong. So he kind of reiterates what he said about the orders. These are facts. They will take the price of XRP to 500 with a meager $39.5 million transactions. You have clearly never worked in the financial sector and have no understanding of how quickly this amount of money can be transacted. You cannot bring a bull run into this debate because that is assuming the public has the knowledge of when XRapid will go live. The event that I'm speaking of will be instantaneous and unpredictable. You cannot prepare for this, but you will notice it as the price jumps without warning to a level where you will no longer consider buying XRP as it will then be considered too expensive. So he's saying, well, there must be some price points and shorts and stops and all that stuff. And he's just saying, again, read what I just read or wrote. Okay, and that's what, yeah. So the exchanges at this point, you can create large walls, buy and sell walls on either side, tens of millions of XRP from their very own supply to ensure price stability. By performing this simple maneuver, the exchange cannot be accused of XRP price manipulation as the retail orders were filled first, and then the exchange stepped in to service the rest of the transactions because they put up the walls. So yes, once XRP is in use, not even the whales will be able to move the price of XRP. The real movements of XRP will be when the retail investors have expended all of their holdings. That is what I will be waiting for. And a mere $500 to $1,000 per XRP is nothing to what it will eventually become. Do you know how you do why I'm selling mostly everything for Ripple? Okay, he's saying placing your order in large for weather will take time to complete. Instead, you need to sell your XRP just below the asking price, even if it's just $1. Okay, so he's saying, this guy's saying, well, yeah, but if 589 on the market, there'll be niche for 589 billion US dollars with such a price, XRP will never be distributed. The cost of 509 is not in the interest of Ripple. It's not possible to distribute. XRP from escrow at a price of 589. So he's saying, I see $10, but not 589. So I love Shane's like, right, can you just, speak properly? And he's saying, actually, Ripple. And that's why Ripple is 60% owned still by the bank, by Brad Carlinghouse. And so they can't be manipulated, really. Ripple's in complete control of the distribution of the escrow contracts. They're also able to distribute them for whatever price they see fit. Also, Ripple have a fiduciary responsibility to provide XRP liquidity to their preferred partner exchanges. This is where XRP will be sold to first and foremost. Any XRP left over will then be available for purchase by investors directly from Ripple. This will then eliminate the need for Ripple to sell XRP on the open market as they currently do. He's saying you're perfectly entitled to your own opinion. And yeah, you can tell your friends and family that you're right, but then you'll need to explain to them what happened when you were wrong, and they have lost out on the largest financial gain of their entire lifetime. And he's just saying, the current escrow release has no bearing on the price of the market. Do you not think it is strange that even though all XRP that will ever exist at this moment are actually readily available, they're only sat in contracts waiting to be released? My point is that even though they exist, the fictitious market cap value presumes to elude them from the valuation of XRP. All right. Yeah. So, and then she's asking, it's rapid growth XRP. Pay attention, folks. All this money that you're willing to lose. And there you go. Okay. If many investors are willing to buy the commodities when no one wants to sell it, who's going to want to sell an asset that keeps appreciating? If the sellout starts to thin, then the spreads will open wider and the price will go up even further. And Ripple, we're talking about XRP. Ripple technology is fully compliant from a banking perspective. For this reason, the banks can easily slide into the environment. It is even easier from an Forex standpoint as the regulations is more relaxed. So he's saying two things are key to the price: velocity and demand. The more institutions are using XRP, the velocity increases, so more and more buy-sell orders. Banks make millions of transfers a day, and all these will be happening on the exchanges in both directions. Demand goes hand in hand with this. As more XRP is being transferred, then the XRP that's in flight is taken off the table to transfer, and so as demand goes up, the price of XRP will follow to accommodate these transfers. Yeah. Payment velocity will stabilize the price. With thousands of transactions a second are flowing through the exchanges, it becomes extremely difficult to drop or raise the price lower. All right. Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, Coinbase needs to list our XRP very soon, and they also there's already been for the last 6 months or even longer demand for Binance to delist or if not delist XRP for BTC, to at least add XRP to US dollars, because that would be the decoupling. So that's what, as I said, most coins, whenever Bitcoin goes up or down, the rest of the coins tend to follow. But like recently, Ripple has been an exception to the rule. All right, and now let's just have a little look. So these are all of the banks and institutions that have already partnered up with Ripple and RippleNet and this seems to be XRapid. So there is basically 101. These are huge, companies. And that was another thing. The payment, what they're using now is called SWIFT for the banking transactions, and apparently that's like ancient. It's like they're like, this technology is from like 1973 or something ridiculous. So Brad Garlinghouse, the founder of Ripple, he said, yeah, we're not partnering with SWIFT, we'll be taking over SWIFT. So it's like, wow, okay. So yeah, so these are like just over here. So MoneyGram, I mean, you name it, they have partnered. There's basically 101 now. banks and financial institutions, Scotiabank. I mean, every country in the world's biggest banks have already. I mean, and they're coming. They're still coming all the time. So that's what we're saying. It's not when. I mean, it's not if. 101 total so far. It's not when. It's not if. It's when. God, I can't speak anymore. I'm so excited. And then this was their latest, just 5 days ago. CIMB. So that's another big one. And yeah, so this is in Asia. And then this is from the world's largest crypto asset manager, says XRP is the only rising investment trust in the market slump. Grayscale, it's called. Every single one declined except for XRP. This is 5 days ago. So here's their big holdings per share. So Bitcoin, 7.2, Bitcoin Cash, boom, 24, Ethereum. Look at that. Only one in the green. So yeah, so guys, I really, like I said, I'll put the Shane Ellis report below, and also I'm using a Ripple bot, which pays out 2.8% a day for 60 days. So basically, it works out to about 84% profit over the 60 days. So it's 1.13% a day profit, and the rest is a return on capital. So I will put that link below, or look on my website, littlebitofcoin.com, under Superbots to get that bot started. Minimum is 50 Ripple to withdraw, reinvest, or deposit. Alrighty, guys. So yeah, it's super exciting times. Yeah, this could be it, man. This could be it. We make a bunch of us millionaires. All right, guys. That's it for now. Peace out, and yeah, do what you gotta do. All right, take it easy. Bye.